Hey guys, this is Pokemon Ultra Moon, video number 29. Yeah, so in the last video we visited the visited the Dimensional Research Lab, went through Diglett's Tunnel, and now we're here with Looker! Oh my god, it's Looker! Ah! I honestly don't remember if he was in Sun and Moon or not. Like, he might have been here in Sun and Moon, but I don't remember. I really don't remember. So I'm gonna freak out and be like, oh my god, it's Looker! Ah! Ugh. I don't know, like, I kept... I keep feeling like that whole, like, Looker losing his memory in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire has to, like... Ugh. I don't know. I feel like... I kept feeling like that had to come back. And, like, a part of me thinks that, oh, maybe that will come back at some point, but, I mean, it's not looking like it, because that was Gen 6. And, I mean, Gen 7 is over and done with now, for the most part. Pokemon Let's Go is coming out here in November. And then I believe next year, it's going to be actual, like, the first Gen 8 main series game, so... Yeah, Gen 7 is basically done with. Something wrong? Oh, what? 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 It's a Ditto! The Ditto was pretending to be a cop. Ah. But yeah, I don't think they would do that unless everyone keeps saying stuff like, oh yeah, you know, Diamond and Pearl, those remakes are next. Those remakes are next. Which would make sense, you know, because you think about it, the Red and Green remakes were remade for the Game Boy Advance, which at the time was the new console. The Gen 2 remakes were remade for the Nintendo DS, which at the time was the new console. And then the Gen 3 remakes were done for the Nintendo 3DS, which at the time was the new console. So it would only make sense that the next remakes would be done for the Nintendo Switch. It's like they're making new remakes for each new console. So maybe in the Diamond and Pearl remakes, if they ever come out, I don't know if they will, probably though. But if the Diamond and Pearl remakes ever do come out, maybe, just maybe, in those games, is when we will actually see the continuation of Looker's story from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I don't know. We'll see. Meanwhile, I'm here trying to catch this Ditto. Yay! And it worked. Took long enough, but it worked. But yeah, I'm still trying to upload this video that I made from about Pokemon Let's Go. And I'm almost to the point now where, you know what, it's just gonna be my SirNoctowl logo with me talking about it, because the first video, it had like little snippets of the trailer here and there, but it like picked up on it. And then like it was blocked due to that footage. So then I was looking around YouTube at other videos of like people who were doing like the you know, reviews and stuff, and they're doing the same thing. They're using footage from the trailer. They're not doctoring it in any way or anything like that so that it doesn't get... No, it's just trailer footage. And there was a video that I watched that it was literally like he was talking for, I don't know, about 10 minutes about it, which is kind of what mine is, about 9-10 minutes of like talking. But he was just playing the trailer over and over again, like, because the trailer is like, what, 3.5 minutes long? So he would play the trailer, and then when the trailer was over, he would just play again. So the trailer was just kind of constantly on repeat in the background of his video. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I could do that. So I tried that, just instead of, you know, snippets here and there. Because what I had was, like, if I was talking about a certain part, I had that snippet of the trailer playing. It was really good. I'm not gonna lie, it was really good. But, yeah, instead, I got rid of that and just decided, nope, I'm just gonna play the trailer all the way through and see how that goes. So I don't know, I may still try something, but I don't know. it's getting old now, and I may just not upload it at all. But basically, my main thoughts on the trailer, since I may or may not ever actually upload that video, I guess I can just talk about it now while we're battling this cop here. But for the most part, it's different than I thought it was going to be, actually. I don't know what I thought it was going to be, honestly. The trailer kind of makes it look to be like a remake of Pokemon Yellow. Like, that's really how it looks, is a remake of Pokemon Yellow. Because remember in Pokemon Yellow, you know, you got a Pikachu, your rival got an Eevee. So that's what it looks like. It's a 2-game remake of Pokemon Yellow, which is pretty cool. I mean, looks like you can travel through the Kanto region, encountering Pokemon. It's a companion game to Pokemon Go, actually. If you see the trailer, the way that they catch Pokemon is exactly how you do it in Pokemon Go, where you've got the circle that gets smaller, and the little circle that actually gets smaller is either green or red, depending on like how difficult it is to catch the Pokemon, or it might be yellow or orange or anything in between. So like that's happening. You use the Joy-Con, you throw the Joy-Con to actually catch the Pokemon. You don't just press a button. You actually have to like do the right motion with your hand. Kind of like in Pokemon Go, you got to do the right motion with your finger. So it's definitely a companion game to Pokemon Go. You can import Pokemon from Pokemon Go into what's called like a Go Park. And I don't know if these Pokemon will actually like become available for you to like play as, or if they're just kind of there for you to go and like visit or whatever, if they become part of your Pokemon Dex. I assume they become available to you like at a certain point in the game. And another thing I was wondering about, oh, and Grimer just fainted. Another thing I was wondering about is like how do Pokemon level up in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee? Like, do they just use like levels like they do here, or do they use combat points like they do in Pokemon Go? And if they do use levels, how will the combat points translate into levels for the Pokemon that you import over? A lot of questions that I'm sure will more than likely be answered between now and when the game comes out. But until then, it's just kind of like, yeah, a lot of questions. Anyway, it looks fun to me. Between now and when the game comes out, I will have to buy myself a Nintendo Switch. I don't have one yet, so I'll need to get one, and then figure out a way to actually record the gameplay, which actually I've been looking into it, and it actually doesn't look that difficult. Like, I think, like, oh, I had a tough time trying to find how to record the gameplay with a DS, and I basically had to get a modified 3DS with like a video capture card attached to it. Like, they were like, oh yeah, you could just buy a capture card and attach it to it by like soldering. I don't know how to solder anything, so I ordered it this way. There's a link in the description actually from where I ordered my 3DS. I recently clicked on that link and the website looks a lot different, so I don't know if it's still available there, but that's where I got it from anyway. Anyway, yeah. It looks like you can actually just buy like an external capture card for the Nintendo Switch to just like, you can like plug your Switch into the card, and then you can plug the card into like your computer and just record it that way, which is a lot simpler than having to like solder like a capture card to the 3DS. Because what that ends up doing is it makes my 3DS really bulky, and it's kind of difficult to, I mean, you can still like put it in your pocket and carry it around with you, but it kind of makes it difficult to do that. The Switch, I think the Switch is too big to like just carry around in your pocket, but at least because it's already bigger, at least you don't have to like actually attach anything to it. So if I do just want to take my Switch like around with me and, you know, whatever, I'm not like, you know, lugging around this big capture card with it too. So it's got that going for it, which is nice. This is a haircut place. Yeah. I like the haircut that I have. So, I'm not gonna get a haircut. I'm still going into these clothing stores to see if anyone has like a suit that I can wear. I really want to wear a suit. Like, I want that to be what I wear. Just a suit. And until I can actually find a suit, I'm probably just gonna keep wearing what I'm wearing now. I don't like these like tanks or whatever it is they have here. I want a suit. Suit up! But yeah, talking about Pokemon Let's Go a little bit more. There were some, like, in the trailer when it showed, like, you walking around or whatever, there were some areas that I recognized, like Vermilion City, Viridian Forest, Route 2. But then there were also some areas that I didn't recognize. And I don't know if I just didn't recognize them because the graphics, like, make them look different, or if I didn't recognize them because there are actually some new areas in these games outside of the normal Kanto areas we're used to. Like, remember in Fire Red and Leaf Green, they had those islands that you could go to, like 1 island, 2 island, 3 island. Yeah, so I mean those obviously were new areas that weren't in regular original Red and Blue and Yellow for that matter. So yeah. Wait, is that all he has to say, Totem Steers? That was weird. So yeah, I don't know, there might be some new areas, which I feel like there should be, honestly, just to kind of change the game up a little bit. It looked like you might be able to have Pokemon follow you, which is pretty cool. Because there were some scenes where, like, it was different Pokemon following the characters, not Pikachu or Eevee. So I wonder if it's one of those where, like, it's whatever Pokemon you have in front of you will follow you, in which case that's pretty cool. I'd like to be able to change it up as opposed to just having one of those follow me around the whole time. And the other question is, will the Pikachu or Eevee be able to evolve? Because if you remember, in Pokemon Yellow, your Pikachu that you got from the professor couldn't evolve. If you wanted to Raichu, you had to actually go and catch a Pikachu and evolve that one. But the Pikachu you got from the professor would not evolve. But the Eevee that your rival got, it evolved. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. I feel like that is going to play a big part in which game I get. Like, because right now I'm leaning toward Eevee just because of the different options there are with evolutions. I'm leaning that way right now. I've recently used a Raichu, so I'm not really wanting to use another one. But you know what? Who knows if it turns out that Eevee can't evolve either, which I don't know why I wouldn't be able to. But if it turns out that Eevee can't evolve either, then I might go with the Pikachu. I may still stick with Eevee, but I mean right now it's a for sure let's go Eevee. But if it turns out that Eevee can't evolve, then I may have to rethink. It won't be for sure anymore, let's just put it that way. So this guy here, he's a trainer here in the city, and he wants to see you use a Z move. And if his Pokemon keep knocking me out like this, I may end up having to use one. But let's see. Ooh, that thing actually took that attack pretty well. Ooh, and now I'm burned. So a burn will actually cause my attack to go down a little bit, but that's okay because I'm done. So like his whole reason for challenging us was so he could see us use a Z move. He was always like, "Oh my God, you've got that Z bracelet. I want to see you use a Z move," and we didn't. So he says this. So basically, he says, "Oh, I'm gonna keep asking you until I get what I want," which to me makes it sound like he's gonna keep asking us to battle him until we finally use a Z move, which, to be honest, is perfectly fine with me, because if I ever decide, oh, I need to, raise up some Pokemons, that might not be a bad place to do it. I mean, I know he only has a single Clam Pearl, but trainer Pokemon will always give you more experience than wild Pokemon. So, yeah. Hmm? Yeah, that is kind of weird, the fact that we can just, like, go into this room and sleep on their bed. These games can be creepy sometimes. Like, not creepy like, ooh, it's a ghost in Pokemon Tower creepy, but creepy as in, yeah, I'm just gonna go sleep on this little girl's bed. Like, the games have become a different type of creepy, and I don't know if that's a good thing. Oh, so this is that guy that the police officer was telling us about after we battled that guy who was actually a Ditto. So, there's this guy who is also actually a Ditto. So remember he was telling us about the Ditto 5. So there's 5 Ditto out there apparently who like turning into people. And it's our job to find them. Was that acrobatics that I'm using? Yeah. So that was the second of the Ditto 5, because remember the first one was the actual officer there in the station. I guess this is the real guy. So if we want to buy herbs, we can buy them from that guy. And here's another photo studio, which I do not get the point of. I'm sure they're fun and all, but I don't need to do the photo studio. Eviolite. That will stop a Pokemon from, if a Pokemon is holding an Eviolite, it will not evolve. And then also, I think we learned a few videos ago that if a Pokemon in the breeding center is holding an Eviolite, then whatever baby Pokemon it makes will have the same nature, which is pretty cool. I didn't know that. I'm really not one to like pay attention to natures and stuff like that. I probably should, because it can affect the stats in a pretty big way. But I've never really looked at a Pokemon's nature, like when I catch them. I couldn't tell you the nature of a single one of the Pokemon on my team. But for those of you who like to look at nature and, try and, breed some pretty good Pokemon, whether it be with egg moves or breeding moves or whatever the case may be, that's a good thing to know. Have it hold an Eviolite, and it'll have the same nature. You could probably breed some really good Pokemon like that too. I should get into that. I should get into like trying to like breed like Pokemon and like come up with the ultimate team. You know what I mean? There's some teams that I use where like I'm really happy with the team as a whole, and then like there's other games that I play where, some are okay, some aren't really. I haven't been too thrilled, to be honest with you, with either of the teams I've used for Pokemon Sun or Ultra Moon. I don't know, Pokemon Sun, like I didn't like the team, but then like toward the end of the game, I guess the team kind of warmed up to me because they started learning better moves and stuff like that. Maybe that'll happen here with this game too, but so far, it's just okay. Hawlucha's awesome. Charjabug, I like Charjabug. Once Dugtrio knows Earthquake, Dugtrio will be like a beast that no one will be able to stop. Maybe once Grimer evolves into Muck, maybe. And Brioni is kind of just there. Brioni, I don't know. My other Let's Play that I'm doing right now, Pokemon Blue DX, I love that team. Like, that's probably one of my favorite teams I've ever used. I've got, as of right now, I've got Wartortle, Graveler, Joltik, Malamar, and Skarmory. that's my team right now. I still need one more Pokemon who I actually haven't decided who that'll be yet, but so far I'm really liking that team. And I don't know, a lot of it may just have to do with the fact that they're really over leveled. Whenever I catch a new Pokemon, I do a bunch of off-screen training to get that Pokemon leveled up to the rest of them, as opposed to just, like, you know, having that Pokemon piggyback. So I know the piggyback method, you kind of can progress in the game so you don't get too over leveled, but I don't know. My Pokemon in that game are all at level like 30, 31, 32, or like around that area. And I am to the point now, I've just gotten to Celadon City. So I haven't done anything in Celadon City. Yeah, I was going to say I haven't battled Erica, but I in fact have not done anything in Celadon City yet. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And I feel like my Pokemon are going to be over leveled compared to Erica's. But that's okay, because it's not like they're over leveled because I was using XP share or cheating or anything. No, they're over leveled because I did it that way. That's just how I trained them. So that I can live with. In this game, I feel like my Pokemon are kind of where they should be as far as level, like kind of compared to the Pokemon that I'm like running into right now. Like, the XP share needs to be on in this game, I think, in order for you to be like successful. In X and Y, I did get a little bit over leveled at some point. I turned the XP share off at some point as well. But in this game, I think it's better to leave it on, which I think is good. If they're gonna give you an EXP share and have it like on automatically, then the level curve should reflect that. Anyway, yeah, I've just kind of been rambling in this video about random stuff, so my bad. So anyway, we have found 2 of the Ditto 5. So yeah, right, just 2. Yeah. So in the next video we should find more. So thank you for watching, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment. See you next time. Bye.